fix this real quick. Put this up a little bit. Get this camera going. Fumble with my Lucy's so y'all can see me fumbling with my Lucy's, right? My man seen that and then he was like, "Yo, bro, I don't think that's a good look." So once my tablet loads up, we're gonna be reading an article about a Morgan Stanley about an advisory that took from Morgan Stanley. Um, okay, let's close these up. See if that helps. It's a Advisor Hub article. Third-party cookies are blocked. Is that what we're saying here? Alright, salute, folks. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, and I'm here today to whap and tap on your head with another ADH Wealth Solution article. Today's article is about a wealth management firm called Rockefeller, how they swiped a $3 million firm from Morgan Stanley from Illinois, and another, I believe, $2 million firm from Morgan Stanley from here in Connecticut. Once my tablet loads up from going so slow, I will play the video, or read the article for y'all. Before I go in, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. Let's see here. Select all. Clear caches. See if this helps speed up my tablet. It's crazy. Megabytes and megabytes. I hate that they give you these small internal storages. I'll come back to this later. Let's just see. Hopefully now okay, yeah. Now my tablet is moving substantially faster. How's it going? So I can get the blunts and books going with y'all, right? Let me roll up my windows. So, Rockefeller swipes a $3 million Morgan Stanley group in Illinois and a $3.2 million Merrill team in Connecticut. A May 17th, 2024 article from Advisor Hub. So, it says here, Rockefeller Capital Management's recruiting engine hummed on Friday as the firm nabbed two private wealth teams with around $3 million in revenue each. In Chicago, Rockefeller nabbed two brokers who generated around $3 million in revenue and have been part of Morgan Stanley's private wealth group, serving ultra-wealthy customers. So ultra-wealthy customers are going to be those who take advantage of things like private placement life insurance, Executive 162 bonus plans, collateral assignments, LERPs, life insurance, retirement plans, and things like the buy, borrow, die strategy. They'd been part of Morgan Stanley's private wealth group, according to a source familiar with the moves. Ronald Ventura and Elias Stambulis had managed around $1 billion in client assets. They were sold in part on Rockefeller's family office services, including easier access to wealth strategists, experts, who help with advanced estate planning and wealth preservation. Each of those groups of strategists serve 12 advisory teams at Rockefeller, compared to peers at wirehouses who may serve several hundred teams, the source said. Ventura, the lead advisor, started his career at Merrill in 1997 and joined Morgan Stanley in 2011. According to BrokerCheck, he had specialist designations in family wealth, lending, and equity compensation, according to his former website. Stambolis started his career at Morgan Stanley in 2017. They moved along with client associates Deborah Wilson and Jackson Wildermuth. At Morgan Stanley, they were called the 227 Family Wealth Management Group, and the team included a third advisor, John F. Jack Ball. Ball, who is registered in Louisville, Kentucky, remains with Morgan Stanley, according to BrokerCheck. Ball, who spent his 24-year career with Morgan Stanley, did not return a request for comment. A spokesperson for Morgan Stanley declined comment. In Hartford, Connecticut, Rockefeller nabbed a 28-year Merrill Lynch lifer who produced $3.2 million in annual revenue, according to the source. So a lot of this means this. When you're dealing with your financial professionals, the guy who stays at the company a long time isn't being poached. These companies are all poaching the top talent. They're going, oh, you're a top guy. Hey, come over here. We'll give you, 2 points more. Da, 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 da. And these guys have massive books of business. So the guys that move from company, well, I remember a guy when I was at Mutual of Omaha who came to Mutual of Omaha. He was a $1 million roundtable lifer. He came to Mutual of Omaha from MetLife, but before MetLife, he was at Prudential. Big guy. What happens is you get to a certain point, and then there becomes a glass ceiling. So to remove that glass ceiling, you got to go to another firm. You can even come back to the original firm once that glass ceiling is removed. Prime example, my mother-in-law actually worked at Morgan Stanley. Now, she unfortunately did the lifer thing and just stayed with the company for long, long periods of time. She had other people who left and went to E-Trade. Now, E-Trade then got purchased by Morgan Stanley, and the people who left Morgan Stanley and went to E-Trade got a higher salary at E-Trade. When Morgan Stanley bought E-Trade back, the people who left Morgan Stanley to work at E-Trade were now back at Morgan Stanley, but had to be kept at the higher salary from E-Trade. So, private wealth advisor Edward J. Warburg managed $500 million in client assets at Merrill, according to the source. He joined on Friday, along with client associates Steve Zelzgalowski, Pamela King, Ashley Volage, and Renee Moreau, the person said. Warburg, who first registered as a broker in 1996 with Merrill, did not immediately respond to a request for comment sent through social media. A spokesperson for Merrill did not immediately respond to a request for a comment either. Since the Rockefeller branched out from its family office roots in 2018 by hiring wirehouse veterans, it has grown to around 150 teams, according to the source. It managed $122 billion in assets as of December 31st, according to prior announcements. Rockefeller has frequently targeted Merrill Lynch and Morgan Stanley. It earlier this month hired a $4.5 million team from Morgan Stanley in North Carolina. Rockefeller in January landed a 26-person team led by Merrill lifers that managed $5 billion in client assets in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So this article right here, ladies and gentlemen, should tell you one thing as I go ahead and light up my blunt, right? And what one thing should this article tell you? Well, you'll notice that these wealth management firms, these ginormous firms, are taking over people with ginormous books of business. 100 million, 500 million, a billion, 3 billion, 4 billion, right? And then they make off of that like 1 to 3%, so they make $3 million for themselves. But what that tells you is to stay away from these fake-ass fakers who come online and are like, with the pips and dips, and my clients can't tell you how much they actually made because people would search them out and all this other bullshit. This article tells you that, yes, if they were making that money, these ginormous firms would come seek them out. Because trading is public information. The stock market, it's public. That's why companies are publicly traded. So very similar to if you get a foreclosure on your house, somebody can just go down to the library and check on that foreclosure. Well, they can do the same thing with your probate, which is why it's good to have life insurance, but also with your investments. And usually, this is why Stocks with Mo, Jackass Day Trader, Larry Jones, what's the other one? There's so many of them, right? I'm actually going to start following a lot of these scammers. And then I'm going to screenshot them, right? Because what they do is when people are legit and they come questioning legit, they generally block you. They silence you because they don't want you in there ringing the alarm, right? Bringing attention to what they got going on. This live was super duper duper short. I thought the article was going to be longer. It was like a 3-minute read. But the reality of it is that article goes to show something that I've been saying all the time. When you've got these motherfuckers online, because now I'm on TikTok, and TikTok is a whole nother world. Everybody's a financial guru on TikTok. Everybody's a fucking guru. Yet, all these gurus didn't take the time to actually go get the credentials. You wouldn't listen to a health guru, right, that didn't have some kind of credentials. Right? Even if you drink the flat tummy tea. I drink flat tummy tea every day and I lost weight. Well, that's because you did something and you added to your regimen, but you believe that because you were told that this formula was put together by these actual doctors who did clinical tests and stuff. Is my window? Oh, okay, my window's up. Right? So, that's the same thing with finance. Now, the problem is, especially you black and brown folks, number one, affinity fraud, right? Because you've always got this, oh, we black. You got to come on, man. This for the cause. I'm doing this for the people. I'm doing this for my people. My people literally means that. The people in my circle, right? It doesn't mean that he's trying to be a revolutionary and help society. They try to help them in their pockets. And that's the reality of the situation. Right? They're not really trying to nation build with you. They're just doing whatever they doing to get a couple dollars. Right? So I say all that to say, if these mofos were really getting these returns that they tell you they're getting, I'm up 250%. Actually, there's two things that are true, because two things can be true at the same time. They may be getting these astronomical returns, 200, 300%. Right? Because that's how, in order to double your money, if you put $1 into the stock market, to double your money means that you have to be up 200%. Up 100% will mean you put $1 in, and then 100% you gain 50 cents off of that. So to double your money would be to be up 200%. Right? So these guys may be up all these hundreds of percent. And I'll tell you how. They're using penny stocks. Penny stocks are generally anything that is $5 or less. And so often they're using things because they tell you, listen, the stock market is traded on dollars and cents. It's pennies. It's not these huge dollars. Yes, it is pennies. They're very true in that. However, there's context to that. So markets, indices, they trade in, those small increments. But those small increments are large units. Imagine it like wholesaling. If I buy 1,000 units wholesale, but if I buy 10,000 units wholesale, I get a substantially better price than I would buy 1,000 units wholesale. Now, overall, am I going to pay more dollars out of my pocket? Yes, but if if I spent 10 times on the 1,000 units, it would be substantially more over that 10 times than the one time on the 10,000 units. So what happens is when you're investing, the large numbers is what helps, which is why it's generally a minimum of 10 to 25,000 that you need to invest. When you're talking about stock market investing, right? You can't buy incremental shares, or not incremental shares. You can't buy fractions of shares. Turn this car off. You can't buy fractions of shares. You can only buy the entire share. So what happens is you go on Acord or Robinhood, and you hear these idiots talking about GameStop, and you go and you buy a piece of GameStop from Robinhood. So what that would be equivalent to is everybody talking about Ruth Chris Steakhouse and how they have this new amazing 72-ounce steak. And you'd like to taste this 72-ounce steak. And it's made to order, but it's really, really expensive. Well, when you go to Ruth Chris, you can't order a piece of this 72-ounce steak. You can either order the entire 72-ounce steak or nothing at all. So you don't order the 72-ounce steak. So then I step in like Robin Hood and I buy the 72-ounce steak. And I say to everyone, hey, you too can experience this Ruth Chris 72-ounce steak. Come see me, give me $25. I will give you a forkful of 72-ounce steak. Right, what's good, bro? Like I said, I'm sitting here talking about this article. So Morgan Stanley just got poached by Rockefeller Advisors, Rockefeller Wealth Management, for a firm in Illinois and here in Connecticut. You know what? Let me put the article in the chat. Hold up. I like to do that. Actually, you know what? Salute to the Black Brain Trust. I am going to start doing a lot more like that. And Rael, I think you're partially to blame for this, but niggas ain't getting this shit for free no more. And when I say you're partially to blame, it's not a bad thing, but you've been telling me, yo, stop wasting your time with these niggas nickel and diming you. You got too much talent. We can't have you burnt out on bullshit. Which is why I saluted your boy Edward, because he did come through and he was like, I don't want to send niggas to your channel who's going to waste your time. And he did send me actual clientele. But you actually did too. Let me go to my live here and put this article in the chat for y'all. I was about to say, do you have a wrench? I want to make sure you got a wrench. In the chat for y'all. Turn this down. I was about to say, do you have a... So this is an article from Advisor Hub. And again, this is about Morgan Stanley getting poached for two books, large advisory teams, right? So again, the reason I'm going off on the tangent is because the reality is you guys go and you purchase these courses from motherfuckers online. And yeah, it's contradictory for me to say that because I don't sell courses or none of that shit, but I do charge a consult fee, right? But I'm actually credentialed at what I do, right? Now, I'm not doing it to the level of these guys, but just like I've been saying, if your day trader was really getting those returns on other shit other than penny stocks, a big firm would come fight his happy ass because it's fucking money. Why would they let you sit there and soak up money and then possibly come and destroy their wealth management firm? They'd prefer to keep their shit going and soak you up. It's just like Facebook. Why you think Facebook buys up every other fucking social media app? Because they didn't want to go away. They didn't want to put the work in. So they go, hey, here's a whole bunch of money. That's what you're in business for. Here's a whole bunch of money. You can even still keep running everything. Here's a whole bunch of money though, and because of that, you're gonna make a whole bunch of money, but I'm gonna make a whole bunch more money off of you making a whole bunch of money. You cool with that? Yeah. Or if not, then I will put a whole bunch of money into crushing you. Because even though you're making a whole bunch of money, I've got way more dollars. Now, that's not the case with Morgan Stanley and Rockefeller Wealth Management. Because Rockefeller is actually smaller. But when you have these small boutique firms that you, the average person, hasn't heard of, those are usually where the heavy money is. See, the wealthy people kind of get invite only to a lot of this stuff. You have to have a certain net worth, etc., etc. Like they said in the article, they're dealing with ultra high net worth individuals. So these are motherfuckers net worth of 10 million or more, 30 million or more, right? This isn't your average Joe Schmo, right? Now, there's nothing wrong with your average Joe Schmo. I am willing to work with the average Joe Schmo, but they got to be serious, right? Because I'm realizing, I see these people on TikTok and they don't have nearly the credentials I do, but they also don't have the patience. And they be like, look, y'all ain't paying me for this, da 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 da. So you know what? It is what it is, right? Because at the end of the day, bending over backwards ain't helping me none. Especially since 90% of the people you give the information to ain't gonna do dick with it anyway. Right? But this is actually a pretty good article. This is a short article, right? But like I said, it has to do with, you know, I should have brought the Financial Advisor magazine that I'm subscribed to down here. And I'm going to start doing more articles and shit. Just because, I think these are poignant, right? Also, conversations like these are much more important to us than uh, Princella the Queen Maker. Uh, what nigga did what in Brazil? Uh, who's got the best latest rap verse? How many 360 windmill dunks LeBron did last night? Uh, you know, it, not saying that there's anything wrong with any of those conversations, because I enjoy all of those conversations, especially how many 360 windmill dunks LeBron James did last night. Obviously, none, because he's not playing, but you get the point, right? My followers, you guys, as you know, I'm a cynicist, right? I'm a little bit cynical, so I like dry English humor. You'd be surprised. I should like English cars, but I like German cars. Right? But, you know, I'm realizing that this shit is crazy. It seems like it's just a confidence thing. And I've actually had actual clients of mine who have called me and said, Alonzo, let me ask you a question. What's going on? You seem to know a lot about this insurance stuff. I'm your client. I put a lot of money away with you. Um, I see you got your YouTube channel, what have you. You put out a lot of information. Yeah. You clearly know what you're talking about. Yeah. Why don't you have like a course or something? I watch a lot of these other people online and they have all these courses and stuff. Why don't you have a course? And to be honest, I don't know why I don't have a course. Maybe I should set up one. You know what it is? I'll tell you exactly what it is. I was a bit late to the party on that one. Self-admitted, right? Roll down these windows, clear out the smoke from this car. Right? Self-admitted, I was a bit late to the party. In fact, that you know, uh, I didn't under this social media stuff. Listen, I didn't really know about it. I started my YouTube channel because I was doing real estate and I got tired of trying to go get the keys to show people properties when they didn't have the money, right? Meaning they didn't have either proof of funds or debt or a pre-approval letter, Right? So if they didn't have either one of those, hey, here's a YouTube video. Watch this, and then if you really like the house, go see a mortgage guy, get pre-approved, and then come back. Right? But again, people keep getting tricked out of position from these online, personas. And I mean, the shit's crazy. And then, yeah, I put out a video pissed off about, fucking Wall Street Trapper having a course for $697. Oh, you could get it for 97% off or whatever. Okay. Still, you get nothing from those courses. He gives you everything for free online, just like this. Shit, I paid into something. Fucking Brother Polite had a vegan cooking class, right? But see, they say they talk fast, but if you listen a little faster, they ain't got to slow down for you to catch up. What's poppin', TWP? The course was $100, so I paid it, and he was supposed to have it privately. Then he went and cooked some vegan food on Facebook live the other day, like not the other day, but like a few days later for free, and he went on for like 2 hours live. And then the day of the course, oh, suddenly something happened, and there was no refunds for the course. But if you caught on, he gives it away for free during the Facebook or during his live streams. But people want that one-on-one attention, right? And truly what you're supposed to get is that one-on-one attention, because that's how you come up with a plan tailored for you. So it's smart to sit with a person, but it's kind of crazy to have all these courses and stuff. Like, I don't do courses and stuff like that. But again, just like you see in the article, and ladies and gentlemen, the article is in the chat. And make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. So continuing on, like I said, a lot of these guys, there's two ways that they're coming with these returns. One is because they're in penny stocks, and it's easy to have a 200% return on a penny stock. Yes, it was 22 cents yesterday. Now it's 44 cents today. It's gonna drop down to 25 cents tomorrow. All right, look at the 52-week moving average. Right? If you want to look at a short-term history. But you also need to know what your strategy is. Nicole, what's going on? Hold on, let me give you a wrench there. Alright, everybody, I like everybody to have a wrench so you can go to people's channel and, explore. I don't be trying to block people and stuff. I'm probably about to have to start my car again because I've been sitting here idly for a while. Right? But the other way is, if they were getting these returns that they say they were, you would see, just like here, how Morgan Stanley and Merrill Lynch are being poached by Rockefeller Wealth Management, or Ernst & Young is being poached by Deloitte and Touche, or what's the KPMG is being what's the other one? What you got, the big four? KPMG, Ernst & Young, Deloitte. I can't think of the fourth big accounting firm. But anyway, one of the big four is always poaching from each other. Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, always poaching from each other. Morgan Stanley is well known for just taking over entire companies. That's why they purchased motherfucking E-Trade. That's why now you guys with your TD Ameritrade accounts are just now realizing back in 2019, Charles Schwab purchased TD Ameritrade. So all those TD Ameritrade accounts started getting changed over in October 2023. So again, if your day trader was really getting, he's getting 84% a day. Really? Okay. So if that's the case, oh yeah, my Forex guy, he's getting 100% day over day. I made $5,000. Really? Okay. Was that recognized, or did he just put that on a piece of paper and give you a balance sheet? Did you get a prospectus up front? Do you know what a prospectus is? Do you know you're supposed to get a prospectus before you invest in something? Do you know you get a prospectus from Robinhood, but you probably don't read it? Do you know you get a prospectus from Stash and Acorn and all these investment apps, but you probably don't read them? You probably also get quarterly reports, right? You probably also, if you're with a mutual company, get things in the mail because you're on the board. You own the company, so you vote on shit. So shit like people getting upset with car insurance and home insurance prices increasing, you should be mad at yourself. Why? Because if you're with a mutual company, meaning privately owned, meaning you own it because you own a policy, so you own a piece of the company. That is your share of the company in a mutual company, right? And a lot of car insurance companies are mutual. A lot are publicly traded, but a lot are mutual, right? So publicly traded companies have to appease shareholders. So yes, they're going to raise premiums because car insurance generally operates at a loss. You might say, oh, I haven't had an accident in 5 years. Why I got to pay so much? Because of the type of policy you have. The insurance company doesn't even see you as a responsible insured. But you just wanted to get out on the road, so you got state minimums. Instead of what the insurance company sees as a responsible insured, which is 100, 350. Why is that? Well, there's reasons for that. Reasons for that you should go do a review with your car insurance agent. Find out shit like, what are your limits of liability? What does that mean? Do I actually have full coverage? And what does that mean? Because most of the time, what you think is full coverage is not full coverage. What you have is, you have your limits of liability, right? And then you also have comprehensive and collision. You might get, roadside assistance. You might have rental reimbursement, right? You don't have things like loss of use, medical payments. It's a whole lot of shit you don't have. Medical payments are taking care of you. So your limits of liability, people be driving around, oh, I want cheap insurance. I want liability only. Okay, so that means that if something happens to your car, that's coming out of your pocket. Liability only means when you're liable for something, then your insurance will pay for it. So, oh, I'm a safe driver. Okay, cool. But not everybody else is. Right? So, again, just like the article says, this company was poaching the top performers. So you mean to tell me that your favorite stock person, Larry Jones, Invest with John, Stocks Up with Mo, aren't getting seeked out by these big conglomerates who are managing multi-billions of dollars, if not trillions of dollars? Right? So you don't think it would be easy for them to be like, wait, somebody's posting daily 84% returns? Because if he's seeing money from this, unless he's not realizing his gains, right? He's just leaving it in there, right? And so it's just accreting all the time, but he never actually realizes any of those gains, so he never sells anything. Meaning he probably never bought anything. He just shows you a chart that says, hey, look, today we closed at the high, right? It was at 76, and now it's at 87. See? So now we up 11, right? And see, what you got to do is you got to find the play, right? And you'll sit there and buy his fucking course. Right? And that will be, something that you'll find viable and think is professional, right? Meanwhile, your politicians fucking drink and drive, shoot people, curse in court, fight in court. Man, listen, right? So, give me 1 second. Let me quit my. Nothing like a good sip of water. Damn, it's almost 7:30. It's about to be late. Well, it is late. One second. Let me get this other article. This is crazy. I didn't know this article was this short, but Merrill Lynch, basically they got poached, which is crazy. So let's look at some of the comments on the article, because advisors subscribe to this and they read the article. So again, a lot of advisors that are going to want to be the top of the top, a lot of professionals that are going to want to be the top of their top in their field, subscribe to certain publications or certain things that are pertinent to their field, right? So it would make sense that you would see a lot of advisors subscribe to Advisor Hub, Think Advisor Magazine, so on and so forth. But let's read some of these comments. So it says, great win for Rockefeller here. The firm continues to prove it can go toe-to-toe with Merrill and Morgan Stanley. Notably, advisors almost never leave Rockefeller for either of those two companies. Somebody says, well, Merrill and Morgan Stanley are on a lower tier. These teams are moving up with an invitation to Rockefeller. Along with a big check. Oh, another disgruntled headhunter, I suppose. Retired with a monthly check from CTP or Alpha or whatever. Oh, another grumpy old man, I suppose. Somebody else says, well, Ron, wouldn't you think that no Rockefeller FAs leaving for Wirehouse has more to do with the current incarnation of Rockefeller being about 4 years old? All the advisors there just fled the Wirehouse in significant outstanding balances on their recruiting notes. If Rockefeller exists in 10 to 15 years, it probably won't, as likely they will sell it. Then I'm sure you will see plenty of these advisors teams hitting the bid one last time. So, like I said, it's likely that Morgan Stanley will probably buy that firm again, or Goldman Sachs will buy that firm again. Just like, who was it who Discover bought, was it, I think, Citi's debt? So, these large conglomerates do big things. It's actually 6 years old. So that's some of the comments there. Again, so just like real estate, there's a publication called The Real Deal. And The Real Deal for realtors is like, that's where the movers and shakers are. Yes, you see the people on TV. Yes, like Ryan Serhant of $1 Million Listings New York and probably $1 Million Listings LA now. I've been at I was at one of his listings, well, a couple of his listings in Brooklyn, while he was with Nest Seekers. Let's see. So Raymond James steals a team from Wells Fargo. So again, yeah, there's related news here. RBC lands 2 Merrill Lynch brokers worth $900 million, right? So realistically, if your day trader was popping off like that, One of these big firms would come and offer them an offer they couldn't refuse. Bronze, what's good, bro? Right? So one of these conglomerates would offer them an offer they couldn't refuse, right? Because you basically, they buy your book of business. So what ends up happening is you get a percentage, right? It may be a smaller percentage than what you had by having it yourself, but having it on your own also comes with other liabilities and expenses. Now you don't have to take on a bunch of certain responsibilities, but you still get a smaller chunk of a larger number. Therefore, you come home with a larger number. So, your favorite day trader, if they were realizing these numbers, and I'm not saying that you can't get a win here or there, right? But at minimum, 51% of the time, you get a loss, right? So that's ad minimum. So that means at the worst case, at the best case scenario, you still lose more than you win, right? Because statistics show that about 97% of day traders aren't profitable. Right? So it says RBC lands two mirror brokers with 900 million combined in Maryland. JP Morgan brokers 28 billion book tied to a high profile Los Angeles billionaire. Uh, Edward Jones hires a $1.7 minimum exec from First Republic as their roster continues to grow. And then JP Morgan hires a Merrill Lynch private wealth team managing that 28 billion from Los Angeles. So there's a bunch of different things that are being managed. So again, if your favorite broker was doing those numbers, somebody would come poach them. Let's look at another article here. So let's look at some asset management. My tablet's still moving slow, man. Wow, that's crazy. Why is my tablet moving so slow? No, I just mad space and then treated. See if that helps. 1 second, y'all. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. So once my tablet continues, we'll look at some asset management stuff from Advisor Hub. But as I said, y'all, I'm probably about to hop off because I've been going for almost 45 minutes, almost an hour. Just kind of on a rant. But the reality is, shit is serious, right? It's like, it's crazy because they wow you with the flashy stuff, right? Oh, I got this new Lamborghini. I'm in this Porsche. I'm in this Ferrari. I'm in this Benz, right? Damn it. Hold on, man. Start this car up. So, oh, I'm in this new Ferrari. I'm in this new Benz. I'm in this new BMW. Look at this. Look at me. Look, I'm wearing, the latest, whatever, right? and I'm in what's Off White. I'm in Louis Vuitton, right? And so that ensnares many people, right? That ensnares everybody, right? Don't get me wrong. The lavish life, it's something great to look at. So now they show you, hey, listen, I've got the shortcut for you. All you got to do is join my class, right? Whereas, I've spoken to people and said, hey, listen, all you got to do is go get such and such license and join my team. Then you got to put in the work, but you can make big checks. You know what I'm saying? And then you can have freedom. I was on TikTok the other day with my boy. Follow my TikTok too. It's SMIB, Social Media Insurance Brother. Um, I couldn't fit Alonzo Hall, the All-Star Advisor, in there, so I might end up making a name change and change this to Social Media Insurance Brother too. Right? But a I forgot what I was saying that fast. But yeah, so you'd rather he was like, nah, I don't wanna put in that work. That's gonna take a long time. And I was like, yo, this thing doesn't take. Yes, it takes years to hone your craft, but if you don't do it right, what's gonna happen anyway? Right? I had a conversation with a friend of mine. He's 58 years old, and we were talking, and I was talking to him about, yo, I'm having difficulty trying to get dudes to get in down with this, da 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 da, because I'd like to recruit black men into this industry, right? So we can go out there and have a bunch of autonomy and feed our families, because I need a team. This shit ain't easy to do by yourself, right? It's just like if I was playing sports, right? LeBron James is the greatest of all time, but he can't win every game by himself. It can't be LeBron James against five niggas. That don't work. He's gonna lose every time, right? Because it's a team effort, right? So they all give me the excuse. Oh, I want to get my real estate license. Oh, I want to. Okay. Cool, get your real estate license, but also get into this. I've gotten my real estate license too. I got out of real estate and stayed in insurance. But try them both, because they're pretty much the same tasks, right? Real estate, you got to do a lot more footwork because you got to physically go out there and you got to stay hustling. Insurance, you got to stay hustling too, right? So you got to really go out there and do the same shit, right? But then you could get your securities licenses. You can actually have your Series 6 and your real estate license. You can't have your Series 7 and your real estate license, though. But you can have your Series 6 and your real estate license. But every time it's excuses. Oh, man, that's going to take too long. So I asked my boy, he like he said, he was like, well, listen, give him this alternative. Okay, bro, don't do it. Right? Since it's going to take so long. It's going to take 5 years. Okay. So don't do it. And what's going to happen? Is that 5 years going to pass? Yeah. So if it's going to take you 5 years to get a skill or what have you, or to attain this money endeavor, and the alternative is meh, nothing, because that's pretty much what you're doing. What what do you have to lose by actually doing something? Right? So I think I'm gonna start hitting brothers with that. Right? Because yo, the opportunity, man, is insane. And if you have a team with you, you can fast forward, or kind of you get the cheat code if you're close friends with the person, right? With your upline, as they call it. But see, that's another problem too, because now you have all this Motherfuckers been licensed for 2 years and now they want to start recruiting and building a team. And I got 100 agents under me. Motherfucker, that's quantity over quality. How do I know? Because I know motherfuckers, those ginormous firms that they're just hearing about with, you know, 33 million and 150 million assets under me. It's not 50 people per team. A big team might be 10 people, right? But it's usually like 7 agents max, right? That are managing large books of business and they've come together because they can help each other. And they split business and they prospect together, right? Because that's very important. If you want to be a financial professional, when you're working with your partners, you want to prospect with them, right? You don't want to go it alone, which is why it's difficult right now for me and my team because we're all remote. So I can't really go prospect with them, right? I've got nobody here in Connecticut. I had one agent in New York, but he had a full-time job. He was like, "Do you have a full-time job?" "Yes, nigga. Doing what the fuck I do. What the fuck you think?" Right? Being self-employed. Right? So it's difficult to go at these businesses alone, and they often lie to you and say, "Hey, you're in business for yourself, not by yourself," but you end up getting told to do shit like buy leads, which is fucked up. And this is how you remain, the smaller advisors, right? If you really want to grow and get big, you got to partner under bigger people. Sometimes you have to leave your firm because you've outgrown them, right? If you're the top, producer, sometimes that's not a good thing. If there's not other top producers, or if it's not a tight competition, right? So, that becomes difficult, right? So that's another reason that you'll see these places becoming poached, because even every stock brokerage, it's almost literally like boiler room. You're actually in the room. You guys are standing from opening bell to closing bell, dialing and smiling, dialing, and each hour that goes past, you dial a different time zone. So 8 in the morning, boom. Well, 8:30, we bang in the East Coast. 9:30, we bang in the East Coast. 10 o'clock, now we Midwest because they're an hour behind us. Boom. 12 o'clock, go to lunch. 1 o'clock, Mountain Time. Right? 2 hours behind. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, Mountain Time, East Coast, in between. 5 o'clock, well, actually 4:30 is closing bell, but 5 o'clock will be the West Coast, because that's like 3 in the afternoon. And then you go back to the East Coast till about 7, right? So you're there from 7:30 a.m. till 7:30 p.m. And usually as a stockbroker, it's again 100% commission. But the money's good, let me tell you. Even when you're not licensed, right? If you're in training, right? So basically, you're a cold caller. So your job is to call every day. "Hey, Bob, this is Al from EJ Sterling in New York. Look, first thing in the morning, my firm is set to release a major recommendation in the market. Should I have my broker call you back in the morning or afternoon? Look, Al, go suck a dick and tell your mother fuck her. Listen, Bob, I'm not looking to interfere in anything that you got going on. All I'm looking for is an open mind and a bit of time. So, should I have my broker call you back in the morning or the afternoon? Al, I told you, I'm gonna fucking find you and I'm gonna fucking kill you. Look, Bob, if I came to you with an opportunity and you could make money, then you'd be interested, right? So when should I have my broker call you back? In the morning or afternoon?" Al, you must be one of those fucking niggers, huh? You're one of those fucking niggers? Look, Bob, all I'm looking for is a few moments and an open mind. So, should I have my broker call you back in the morning or the afternoon? See, as a salesperson, you have to have fucking thick skin. Right? Especially as a stockbroker. Because motherfuckers are annoyed and you're usually talking to C-level executives. You're not talking to your average fucking Joe. So these are people who are used to yes men, who are used to people just kowtowing to whatever the fuck they say. Right? So you just have to play the game back and forth with them. Hey, Bob, all I want to do is get you on the phone with my broker. Now, if he agrees to get on the phone with your broker, that's all your job is. Boom, you got the lead, right? Bam. Here, John, write it down, call him Tuesday at 6, or whatever. Right? Alright, cool. John got the lead. Now, John calls him. Hey, Bob, listen, we got Green Mountain Coffee. Listen, since this is your first time with me, listen, I'll give you, you can go, I'll let you in at 100 shares of motherfucking Green Mountain, right? I remember at the time we were pushing Green Mountain and we were pushing IMAX. This was right before the Desolation of Smog trilogy, not the Desolation of Smog, what the fuck is it? The Hobbit trilogy came out, and I think it was Iron Man 3 was about to come out. And so we had motherfuckers investing in Green Mountain Coffee and IMAX theaters, right? We had some good shit, literally and figuratively, right? So that was a short stint as a stockbroker. But like I said, it's you have to have thick skin with it, right? So you're you're going to really experience that because that's what it's like in those places. It really is a boiler room. Like it's really that, right? And that's the atmosphere, right? And um, but the money again is fucking amazing. So off of that, the broker will go ahead and call Bob, and let's say he gets Bob to buy a fucking 100 shares, right? So now Bob buys a fucking 100 shares, and his commission is 12 grand, right? And you might get I don't know, 200 to 400 bucks for getting on the phone and letting somebody say some dumb shit to you. And you just keep going, hey Bob, fuck you, fuck what you stand for. Just let my broker call you in the morning. Right? And it's funny because I live in a town where you'll see a lot of motherfuckers will sit there and beg everybody who's walking by for $1, which is the exact same thing that a stockbroker does, but at a larger scale and for bigger dollars, right? And all you gotta do is do it from over the fucking phone. Get the fucking license. Ask motherfuckers for $1, stack up, go somewhere, take a shower, get the license, get the fucking in there, right? Pursue the happiness, right? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? The route to success ain't pretty, which is why I say wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Right? When you put it together as an acronym, that's literally what it spells. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. It just so happened to be what it was. Right? And, you know, yeah, it's not pretty. It's not, uh, it's quote unquote marketable, but yes, the hell it is marketable. Right? Why? Because everybody wipe their ass. Right? So, everybody's working in progress every day, and you see success, and that's imperative. But so brothers can definitely get into shit like that, but they always go, "Oh, it's gonna take too long." But like my boy said, is it really gonna take too long, or are you just scared? Right? Oh, I'm gonna go play ball. Okay. We want to talk about the bear attacks, right? Well, did you know since 1949 in the NBA, there have been less than 4,500 people who've played professional basketball in the NBA since 1949. So that's over 75 years. And it's only been less than 4,500 individuals who've actually played the sport of basketball. It's probably, well, it's substantially more than that in football because they have 55 men roster. Right? So two teams is already 110 people. Right? But 4,500 people basically have played in the NBA since 1949. I'm not going to do the math right now. Take out your calculator. 4,500 divided by 75. Right? That'll tell you how many people per year get to the NBA. Right? So, again, back to this financial services stuff. If you come together with someone, make sure that that team is someone that's willing to go out there and work with you and prospect and shit. Because that's the lifeblood of this business, is just having somebody to bounce shit back and forth off of. Uh, and then you'll flourish. But if you get stuck helping people with their workplace plan and their 401k, you're just gonna buy a box of Dunkin' Donuts, sit in the room and be like, here, yeah, hey, sign up, blah blah blah, right? And that'll be that. And that won't be conducive to anything. Damn, I'm missing the game. I'm trying to see Ant-Man and them finish it off. Hey, listen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, your social media insurance broker, and I just wiped and tapped on your head with another ADH Wealth Solution article. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. And remember, folks, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute. Let me smoke.